A foggy day in London town had me low, had me down. I view the morning with alarm. The British Museum has lost its charm.
Here we are with this year's leads from the play Don't Drink the Water by Woody Allen. So, let's go around and say your names and your characters. Let's start with you.
My name is Aaron Zimmerman and I played Axel McGee.
I'm David Culler and I played Walter Hollander.
I'm Rivka Pearlstein and I played Marian Hollander.
I'm Hanalea Bat and I played Susan Hollander.
Okay, so we're going to start with Aaron. Aaron, based on your past experience in a comedy last year in Fools, how did they compare to this year's play?
Well, last year my character, Leon Stepanovich Tolchinsky, was kind of the serious person, somebody who was very efficient and very intelligent compared to all the idiots of the village. That was the whole plot. We played off each other. But this year I kind of played the more inefficient one, the one who was always screwing up, the one who didn't really know what he was doing, and it was interesting to kind of play different roles that they had similarities, but they were very different from each other. So it was a good acting experience to be able to grow from that.
David, please tell us and share with us, what were your challenges in getting into character?
I'd say the biggest challenge was memorizing the lines and having to do an accent with them, because last year in Fools I had a smaller role and it was a different accent, and this year I was a lead role and I had a ton of lines and I had to memorize them, and on top of that I had to use an accent and I had to get my diction down pat. I had to say everything perfectly, and it was tough, but thankfully it went well in the end.
Do you want to demonstrate like a line with your accent?
I'll say my first line. It was, "Oh, we're Americans, I swear. Willie Mays, Hershey Bars, Kate Smith, I pledge allegiance to the flag."
Very nice. A round of applause. Okay. Now, Rivka, you were Walter Hollander's wife, correct?
Yeah.
And share with us, how hard was it for you to get into character, and how does this compare, this character, to the other characters you've played in the past?
Well, Marian Hollander it was an easier role to assume than Henry in the Fantastics. And I had my grandmother as an inspiration. The accent, yeah, that was pretty easy to get into. What else? What else, Wally? Susan?
Actually.
Axel. Well,
How do you compare to the musical?
the musical, well, I didn't have a singing role in the musical either. I like both, the comical roles. It was really fun.
Well, you did a great job. Thank you. And Hanalea, you were Susan Hollander, correct? Okay, and based on your past experiences in the 4 years you've been in WYHS in the musicals, how has this play compared to the others? And what was your favorite part about this experience?
Well, the comedy was very different than the musicals. I've always done musicals because I like to not only act, but I like to do some more, like singing and all that fun stuff. So this one was different because it was a little bit less on my plate, but at the same time it was very different because I really had to focus on the character and the show and really making it work and kind of playing the straight role in this show. And it was really fun, and I'm so glad that I did it because it was my last show. I loved it.
Great, and one last question. So you guys kind of were paired up in the show, Miss Hollander with Mr. Hollander and Susan with Axel McGee. How did you guys play off each other? How did you, get that chemistry?
Well, Wally and I didn't really know each other before the play, but we got to know each other, and we're great friends.
Yeah, and also I just pictured us as like an old couple, that just like bickers all the time and fights. So
Yeah.
it also goes good with the accent. Yeah.
And Aaron, for you and Susan here?
Well, Khanale and I we were friends beforehand. And then when I found out that she was doing the comedy with me, I was like, okay, great, that's awesome. We have to audition together because we already had a pretty good, we were able to do our lines together pretty well, and we had a pretty cohesive, grasp on, how we want to frame our characters. So it worked out pretty nicely, just we didn't really have to do that much work. And I think that as we rehearsed more and as we got more into characters ourselves, our characters played off each other, and it was a good experience.
And Khanale?
It's magic.
Well, I want to thank you all for taking this time for the interview. You guys all did an amazing job, and you should be very proud.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.